Hi, boys and girls. I am so excited. This Wednesday night will be our first time back in the classroom, and I cannot wait to see you. I do have a Bible story for you today, and this one is about Jesus. One day, when Jesus had finished teaching a large group of people, he wanted some time alone to pray. He sent the disciples out in the boat to cross the sea. While the disciples were in their boat, a huge storm came. This happened in the middle of the night. The storm was really bad, and the disciples were afraid. They panicked and thought they might die. And when things were at their worst, they looked up and saw a figure coming toward them. Now remember, they were at sea and nowhere near land. This frightened them even more. How could there be someone walking on the water, especially during a bad storm? You know who it was? It was Jesus. He was walking on the water and coming to help them. Peter yelled out, "Lord, if it's really you, let me come out and walk on the water to you." Jesus said, "Come on." Peter did something that most of us would think was crazy. He stepped out of the boat in the middle of the storm and began to walk toward Jesus. Can you imagine that? Walking on the water in the middle of a storm? That had to be incredible. Peter kept walking on the water toward Jesus. Then suddenly Peter looked around at all the waves, the storm, and the rain. He began to get scared. When he took his eyes off Jesus and started focusing on the storm, Peter began to sink. He thought he was going to drown. He cried out to Jesus to save him. Jesus reached out his hand to Peter and pulled him out of the water, setting him on the boat. Peter was safe. Jesus looked at Peter and said, "You have such little faith. Why did you doubt?" Well, Peter felt ashamed because he had stopped trusting Jesus with his whole heart. He learned a lesson today, and it's a very important lesson we must learn too. God has a game plan for your life. If we want God's game plan to work, we must trust in the Lord with all of our hearts. Okay, boys and girls, here's a memory verse for this week. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Now can you repeat it after me? Trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Proverbs 3:5. Well, that's our lesson for this week, and I hope I see you Wednesday night. Bye, boys and girls.